is Griff Nilsson, your holistic lifestyle hacker, and today I want to share what I believe is one of the most profound quotes that I've ever heard. Now, I'm kind of in serious mode right now. Maybe I'll break out of that a little bit, but the reason that I'm in serious mode is because I want you to really, really dig into this quote, okay? And it's this. And by the way, it's anonymous. I really get annoyed by anonymous quotes. I really want to give credit. This one, unfortunately, does not have an author. Awareness and happiness is the same thing. Let that digest. I'm going to say it one more time. Awareness and happiness is the same thing. Now, there's going to be more videos on this. This is just going to be a quick primer on this, but I wanted to let's dip our toes in the water here and let's really explore what is this talking about. Awareness is happiness. What does that mean, right? I'm aware, it doesn't mean I'm happy. I'm aware that my life's imploding. I'm aware that my bank account's not where it's want to be. I'm aware that my significant other left me. I'm aware that I'm not at the weight that I want to be. I'm aware that I'm not exercising. Griff, I'm aware. That doesn't make me happy. Ha, right? Yeah. And really, honestly, that is beside the point. As I really thought about what this quote means, and as it ruminated, and as I pondered it, it comes down to this. Now, I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are. I don't know if you're religious. I don't know if you're not religious, or if you can, like me, just consider yourself more spiritual rather than religious. Either way, this doesn't matter about what I'm going to say. You'd probably agree, unless you're completely atheist, then turn this video off. But even then, you would agree that you come from a higher power, right? And I know that's a very vague term. And because you come from that higher power, you've got to ask yourself, what is characteristic of that higher power? Well, if I ask myself that question, let me just decline my wife's phone call there. Hopefully you didn't see that. If you ask yourself that question, what is the characteristics of this place that I came from? And again, you fill in the blank there. Is it a place that is filled with lack? Is it a place that is filled with doubt? Is it a place that is filled with fear, with anxiety? No. The place from which you came is nothing more than creative expression. It's love. It's literally the divine force that creates. Look around you. I mean, what creates the tree and the seagull that just flew by and the Boeing 747 that flew by? Well, that comes from creative intelligence. Now, I don't want to go ultra deep on this, but I make no bones about saying that there is a spiritual solution to every problem. And I don't think that this is any different. If we're going to claim that awareness is happiness, it comes down to this. It comes down to the fact that you come from a divine, creative, expressive place. Okay? And when you're acting in opposition to that, when you're coming from a place of fear, anxiety, scarcity, rather than hopefulness, abundance, peace, excitement, exuberance, optimism, you're really not aligning with that higher self. Call it God, call it universe, call it spirit, call it whatever. You're really not aligning your true nature, which that's where you came from, right? I can take a cup from the ocean and take it elsewhere, but it's still the ocean. You can act in ways that are contrary to your originating nature, but you're still from that. So if I'm aware of that, and this is where it comes full circle, I know this gets a little deep, But if I'm aware that I came from an originating source of love, of compassion, of infinite intelligence that has created some of the most magnificent man-made and nature-made structures in the universe, I'm happy. And I'm also happy when I understand the law of polarity. I understand that there's highs in life, that there's lows in life. I can literally be in a low state and still be happy. Matter of fact, let me be honest with you, I'm kind of in one of those right now. Summertime, you see I'm out here making a video in my gym because there's nobody here. And that's not no lack of my efforts of marketing or being strategic. Maybe that makes me a bad businessman, but really, at the end of the day, I can look at this and say, hey, you know what? There's ebbs and flows of business. I understand my originating nature. I understand that I'm part of something greater. I understand that life, that I am on a journey that is teaching me. Sometimes I feel really good. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have great thoughts. Sometimes I don't. But the awareness of that, and I hope this is landing, the awareness of that is what brings me the peace. It's what brings me the contentment and ultimately the happiness, because I can look at that and instead of saying, well, life sucks, I'm horrible, blah, 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 which I've done that. Of course I have. I'm a human being. But if I can reframe that, I am on my path and it's perfect and I'm being taught and I'm willing to learn the lessons that life is handing to me, then is that not happiness? Even if I'm not euphoric, even if I'm not on a cloud sailing away, even if I'm not under the palms of Hawaii at the moment, maybe it's this, right? With not a lot of clients in at the moment. I know they'll come back, right? I understand that the universe is rigged in my favor. And if you can have that kind of outlook, I am part of divine expression. This is part of the plan. What am I to learn? What am I to better myself with? Then happiness is inevitable. It's when we feel like there's no control. And when we feel like there's no control is when we're not understanding that we're always connected to that higher self, to that source, to that God within. You know, the Greeks say the word enthusiasm. That literally means the God within. And I believe that there's a lot to be enthusiastic about, and there's a lot of happiness and contentment in the mere realization that we are part of that divine expression. I know this video's gone long. I'm going to wrap it up. So I invite you to understand that. And I invite you to leave a comment here on the blog. And I want you to list something that you can be aware of. How can you increase your awareness? Maybe it's just being more in the moment. Stop thinking about the past. Stop thinking about the future so much and just be, right? What is life? Maybe it's what is life teaching you? How can you become more aware so that you can become more happy? Right? That's what I want to hear from you. Thanks so much. It's been a long video, I understand, but thanks for hanging with me. I look forward to the comments. Thank you so much. Remember to never excuse away that inner greatness. That's what we just talked about, by the way, inner greatness. And always remember, life is good. Take care, my friends.